Before I start the main sections of this video, I am going to stand on a mid-level or small command platform in the diamond section or the diamond grid of the game. I will be underneath the main playing level of the game. I will be looking at the levels or altitudes that are possible to see from that vantage point. I will be looking at levels from top to bottom in the iron grid section. I will explore 2 levels above the intended area of play, then the intended area of play, then 1 level in the gray chunk, the next level, the smaller command block platform. If you look carefully, you will see 8 columns. Not 8, but 10 columns. There are 10 columns. We will look more into detail into those columns. After that, the main command block platform, and then to the magenta chunk there is a top level that we will explore, and then the lowermost level. We will be in mainly the copy the painting area on the yellow side, which is this area within the magenta chunk, this area on the main and smaller platforms towards the back area of the gray chunk, and just above that in the next 3 levels, which will be the playing area, the glass ceiling above the playing area, and then a white stained glass area that is the topmost level for that area of the game. This video consists of a set of screen captures and some clips from actual in-game play. I am now located at the topmost ceiling, a white stained glass ceiling, which is the top overmost ceiling from the outside looking down onto the copy painting section of the iron grid. I am looking north, and the yellow side is to my right, the blue side is to my left, and you can also see part of the shoot 'em up section, which was the previous section before one would get to copy the painting section. I am at approximately 274.93.612, and I am going to go through the sequence of levels that it is somewhat possible to get to if you use coordinates in this game. The next level is a plain glass ceiling above the intended play area. By intended play area, I specifically mean the area in which the developers intended the players to play the game. And you can see the yellow side to the right, the blue side to the left, and coming from the core, progressing back out towards the end, you can see the parts of that little housing section where you had to go down into the water, come back up, go up the ladder to the red bedroom and the pressure plates, travel back across, and then get to what you see next is the shoot 'em up section, and then the copy the painting section. But it is possible if you teleport to this level, which is at about a limited number of x coordinates, but I was generally in the range of 271, 272, 84, 611. So the important level here is the 84, the y coordinate, which is the altitude. And I am on top of a glass ceiling that spans most of this grid. The next level is, I started out at about 274, 62 or 63 for the y coordinate, 611, and this is the actual intended game room for copy the painting. And because I'm using this for demonstration purposes and because I teleported to take a picture, the doors are closed. If we were actually in the game, in order to get to this point as intended, I would have had to go through the two previous sections to get to this point. At last, I have been able to get inside of the gray chunk that is underneath each of the grids in the Game Runner's world. I am specifically in the copy the painting room in the gray chunk underneath the intended copy the painting area. These command blocks are under the floor of the actual playing copy the painting room above, and you can see that these are the areas where the color indicators would be to select the color of wool, and then go over to the pressure plates to actually collect the wool to copy the painting. And I am not looking north in this particular picture. North would be up towards the yellow section, and south would be going that way. So going from entering the copy the painting section to exiting, this would be the direction of the travel. I entered the coordinates 274536111. So this area is approximately 10 blocks below the main playing area and comprises part of that big gray chunk that has been visible in some of my other videos. The next command level, and now I am looking south, so it's a little bit turned around, but in order to get the command blocks and columns of wool paintings into the picture, I had to turn back and face south. And to get, I am taking a moment here to illustrate the stacking of one level of commands upon another. The lower level, which is at altitude approximately 37, this chunk of command blocks is actually located somewhat underneath this set of copy the painting columns, which is on level approximately 45. The codes on the lower chunk of blocks and the location of the lower chunk of blocks, command blocks, under the columns of Copy the Painting selections indicate that these command blocks are probably giving commands to the columns above. This is another area on that main platform. The interesting command block here is the one labeled Give Shears. And to get to this platform, I went to approximately 274.37.611. These coordinates are slightly different because I wanted to show this particular Give Shares command. Off in the distance you can see another area for another grid. I have teleported to approximately 274.15.611. I will back up somewhat. Facing north, in the Copy the Painting section, within that big magenta chunk which is beneath the grid. This is the upper level of the magenta section. Notice that when I walk over these pressure plates, I am getting the different colors of wool that would be needed to copy the painting. It is somewhat dim. I am not going to use night vision yet. I will now drop down to 274.5.611, which is the bottommost level for this video, and it is quite dark. I have just recently learned that I can give at P for player potion 1.6, and that puts night vision potion for 8 minutes into my inventory. We do have those distracting bubbles to deal with. I am now in the magenta section. I am at altitude or Y coordinate of 5, and the main things of interest in this little section, I am still within Copy the Painting. In the main section, the main aspects of interest here are the command blocks. Notice that this set of command blocks has the light blue wool blocks attached to it, whereas these other sets of command blocks do not have any wool attached to them from below. Notice the color plates or indicators for color of wool that would be and were in the section directly above and also in the actual game section. We have now been through 8 levels or Y coordinates in the Copy the Painting portion of the yellow side of the iron grid. And so we are finishing up at the bottommost level. We have gone from top to bottom on what is possible in approximately this portion of the iron grid. Thank you. Bye.